Hello, in today's video, we're going to talk about intonation by taking a look at the tone unit, all right? So in the first video, which was like introduction and intonation, we covered the main topics, okay, main terms such as utterance, pitch, tone, okay? We talked about phonemes, we talked about segmental phonology, prosody, intonation, all right? We talked about perception, okay? We gave a new definition for pitch, okay? And now we're going to take a look at this. You know that we said that everything we say, every phrase, every sentence, okay, will be is considered to be an utterance, okay, and we define that as a continuous piece of speech that begins and ends with a clear pause, okay. Even a one-syllable word is considered to be an utterance, okay. Yes, no, well, when, yes, no. Now, in those utterances, okay, simple as they may be perceived, okay, we are doing something more, okay. We are using stress, we're using rhythm, we are using a tone, okay, a tone. I mean, do you remember that we define tone as a change in the direction of the pitch movement, or tone as a behavior or the general behavior of the pitch movement. Okay, is it going down? Is it going up? Is it going down and up? Okay, so today we're going to define those utterances, okay, or try to see those utterances under the light of something larger. Why? Because once we apply, once we use, once we impose, okay, or use a tone in those utterances will be called tone units, okay? Tone units. Even though we might utter a one-syllable word, we will be using a tone on that one-syllable utterance, a tone, and therefore that will be a tone unit. So let's see. Some general concepts, okay? Tone languages. We know that there are some languages in the world. I've just listed some examples, all right? Mandarin, Cantonese, Thai, and Zulu, all right? Now, these languages use tone to change the meaning of words. They use tone, okay, to change the meaning of words. I am not going to pronounce these words, okay? If you like, you should, all right? And I'm not going to pronounce them, all right? So depending on the level, okay, of the pitch, okay, the meaning will be changed. We see examples here, like, well, mother, hemp, horse, scold, all right? So the question is English a tone language? So there are some languages like these ones, okay, which are tone language, okay? They use tone to give or to convey different meanings. However, does English actually use tone in that sense without function? Not at all, okay? English does not use tone lexically. I mean, to change the meaning of words. If we use a falling tone on a word like yes, or on a word like stone, and then we wanted to use a rising tone on the same word, stone, or a full rising stone, does meaning change? Not at all, okay? So English does not use tone lexically, okay? It does so just for the sake of intonation, all right? Now, the tone unit. Now, a tone unit is just a name, okay? There are some books which deal with this topic, and they call those tone units intonation phrases or intonation phrase. Some other books or phoneticians call it word groups. Okay, so we may see different names, but all refer to the same thing, okay? A group of words which is grammatically relevant, okay? Greater in size than the syllable, containing a tone, containing the or a most important syllable, which will carry or bring meaning, okay? So let's take a look at that. This is an utterance, isn't it? Yes, it is. You may tell her, yes, it's an utterance, okay? Continuous piece of speech, beginning and ending with a clear pause. However, let me get the pencil over here. You're looking at this. This is a mark for a tone, for a falling tone, all right? So, him, him. So, now this is not just an utterance, all right? This is a tone unit. Why? Because it has a tone. Now, this tone placed on this syllable, all right, which is isolated, okay, has a name. It has a name. We will see it like with this one, nucleus, nucleo, or tonic syllable, tonic syllable. Some phoneticians call this, I mean, they say that tonic syllable is a better name because it refers to like a healthy, healthy syllable. So, I mean, it's actually the syllable that gets a pitch movement. Is the most important one in the unit. Okay, is the one where all the meaning will concentrate or take place. All right. So let's go on. Now we have a larger unit or tone unit. All right. Now here you can see the names. Okay, so nucleus for him. Now, as you can see, I've changed the pitch movement or the tone. Okay, rising. Okay, him. The first one for us to remember, him or him. Okay, remember that these are just conventions. Okay, for the representation of the pitch movement. All right, so you might see it like this. All right, so him. On the second example, okay, him. Is it him? All right, this is a larger tone unit, okay, composed of two elements. Each tone unit will be made up of different elements. Sometimes if we just use a one-syllable word, like the example of him, okay, that would be a one-syllable tone unit made up of only one element, the nucleus, or tonic syllable. Remember that these terms are interchangeable, right? So depending on the book that we use, we might see one or the other. Sometimes we may see this one, a word group, okay, word group, or intonation phrase. They all refer to the same thing or fact. But in this example, okay, there's something else because I said that each tone unit is made up of different elements. But shouldn't this be another element? I mean, all the syllables before the nucleus? Yes, but we are going to see that in a minute, right? So for the time being, we have a tonic syllable, okay, and something else over here, right? Is it him? Is it him? It goes without saying that in a tone unit like this, if before the nucleus, which is known as pre-nuclear pattern, everything that is before or all the syllables that happen before the nucleus, there are no prominent syllables or there are non-prominent words, okay, those words or syllables should be uttered at a very low pitch, compressed and reduced. This is what we are doing when we, a practice of sentence stress in our readings, okay? Is it him? Is it him? You see, is it compressed, reduced, not clearly articulated, vowels losing their sharpness, okay? They do not sound so exact, so long, so loud. So is it him? Is it him? All right. Remember that I said that now we are trying to integrate everything. Word stress, okay, a prominence concept, unstress, okay, rhythm, okay? And now pitch movement, all right? So we're going to take a look at this. The head. Now, remember that I said that each tone unit has a structure or is made up of different components or elements, okay? One of them is the head. The head, okay? So back to the pencil. Let's see. One syllable word, one syllable utterance, one syllable tone unit, okay? Noise, noise, okay? With a falling tone, okay? Pitch movement, okay? Noise, okay? Nucleus or tonic syllable. But how about this? Stop doing that noise. What do you think? There's something off in this example, isn't there? Yeah, I think so. Can you see it? Yes, I'm gonna change it. Shouldn't it be like making? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change doing by making, all right? It is my mistake. Yeah, definitely. Can you see it? Never mind. Let's focus on the head and the tonic syllable. So look at this. This is our tonic syllable, okay? Noise, our nucleus, okay? This is where all the attention, okay, the most important part of the message actually takes place, okay? In every tone unit, the most important syllable will be the one that takes the nucleus or the tonic syllable, where the tonic syllable takes place, okay? Stop making that noise. Stop making that noise, okay? So the head, okay, includes all the syllables, as you can see. That's what I try to highlight over here. All the syllables that happen before the tonic syllable or before the nucleus. Now, the head always starts, okay, with a prominent syllable or with a stressed syllable, okay? I will rephrase. All the syllables that take place, that happen, or that are placed before the nucleus, okay, will be part of the head. But the head, to be the head or to be a head, needs to have a prominent or stressed syllable. What do you mean by this? Let me go back to the previous slide. That on this example, on the is it him, okay, this section here or this part, this is not a head. Why not? Because there are non-prominent or there are not stressed syllables in it. Can you see it? So this, well, when we saw it, I didn't mention it, didn't describe it as with its name, but this is called prehead. Okay, prehead. The prehead includes all the syllables before the head, actually, okay? And the syllables in that prehead are usually unstressed, non-prominent, okay? So this tone unit over here, okay, would be made up of a tonic syllable, him, and a prehead, okay? So why is it not a head? Well, because there are non-prominent syllables, there are not stress syllables on it, okay? So, but we'll see it, okay, in a sec. Let's go back to the head. So, all right, now we said that the head usually begins with a prominent or stressed syllable. Otherwise, it would be prehead, all right? Usually and always occurring before the nucleus or before the tonic syllable. Now, that first prominent syllable, okay, from the head has a name, okay, usually known as the onset. The onset. The onset is the first prominent syllable within the head. All right? Is that clear? So all the syllables that take place or that happen before the nucleus will be part of the head. But for that section or for that part to be a head, there must be one first prominent or stressed syllable. In this case, that would be for stop. Okay? So, and that first prominent syllable has a name, onset. So, okay, the head includes all the syllables up to, but not including the nucleus. All right? Stop making that noise. Remember that I changed this one by making, all right? This is my mistake. So, stop making that noise. Stop making that noise, all right? Remember that in here, as I said before, we are mixing. We're trying to combine, okay, rhythm, okay, sentence stress, word stress, okay. You might tell me, you may be wondering, why didn't you stress doing? Why didn't you stress that? Well, I mean, just for rhythm's sake, or because I pictured this pattern, all right? Maybe you could also stress that, but that would be up to you. Okay, stop making that noise to be a bit more emphatic. Okay, which in that case would be something like this. Stop making that noise. Stop making that noise. Well, okay, could be like that. For me, it sounds a bit more rhythmical, stressing just stop a noise. Okay, and noise being more important than that. Okay, but it's all right. So, moving on. The prehead, all right? The prehead. So, we have the pencil. We said each tone unit will always have a tonic syllable. We saw it in the example of him or him. Even in that monosyllabic word, okay, or unit, there will be a tone used, okay? Okay, we will be using a tone. So that is what I mean. The nucleus or tonic syllable is not optional. It will always be used and will be there, right? The other parts or the other elements, such as the prehead, the head, or the tail, okay, they're optional. They might not be there, all right? So in this example, we use stop and again doing. I don't know why it got into my head that I should write doing, okay? Remember that there should be making. I don't know why I got it like that. I'm sorry. Maybe I did it in a rush. So making that noise. So nucleus or tonic syllable. I'm going to write TS for tonic syllable. Tonic syllable, noise. All right. What's this called? Or this. We have a prominent syllable here, which will include all or will extend up to, but not including the nucleus. So this would be the head. So the first prominent syllable in the head has a name. We saw that it is called onset. Now, how about all those syllables that happen before the head? Well, as we said before in the example of is it him? Is it him? All right. These syllables will be part of what is known as the prehead. Prehead, okay? It will include all the syllables before the head, and these syllables are usually non-prominent, therefore not stressed. Example, will you stop making that noise? Will you stop making that noise? I suggest that you practice reading or saying this or these examples in a loud voice. Again, will you stop making that noise? Will you stop making that noise? All right, when you stop, the first prominent syllable that our hearers need to perceive as being prominent is stop, not will, I'm sorry, or you, no. Will you stop? So, low pitch, non-prominent, compressed, and reduced. Will you stop? Will you? Will you stop? Or will you? Will you? Will you stop making that noise? All right. We have another example here. So, what's this? Do. Well, you do it. This is the tonic syllable, isn't it? Look at this. Is this the head or is this a prehead? Do you see any prominent or stressed syllable? I don't think so. So how do we call this? Pre-hit, okay? The pre-hit includes all the syllables before the head. Syllables there on that part of the structure, okay, will tend to be non-prominent or unstressed, okay? Will you do it? Now you may be wondering, how about it, the pronoun? I mean, because so far we have an idea of uh, what's all the syllables before the nucleus, before the tonic syllable, head, all the syllables before the head, pre-head. But how about those syllables which occur or which accompany the tonic syllable or the nucleus? Well, they do have a name. You're gonna see it, okay? Let's see. Well, the tail, okay? Funny name, but it's like that. That's a name that is used by meditations, the tail. Would you do it? Okay. In here, we are looking at tonic syllable, okay? Do, okay, with a falling. Would you do it? These two syllables, okay, which are non-prominent, so this will be part of the pre-head. I'm gonna write just a pre-ph, pre-head, tonic syllable. And this pronoun here alone happening or taking place after the tonic syllable, tail. Now, the tail includes all the syllables which follow the nucleus. Now, in this example, as you can see, it is just a one-syllable word, okay? Not likely to be stressed, but it doesn't mean that the syllables in the tail, contrasted with the syllables in the pre-head, are not going to be stressed. Let me show you an example. Take a look at this. In this case, we have a longer tail. You see it. This is going to be our nucleus, a tonic syllable with a rising tone, okay? When. And after this, when, okay, which should be uttered at a relatively low pitch. And from here, this is the syllable from which the pitch will tend to go upwards, okay, or upward, okay? So all these syllables, when are you making it? Do you remember that we did something like this on the board, like within the voice range, okay? Do you remember I did like a big dot for the stressed syllables, okay? When, da, 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 da. Now, look at this. This is going to be the tonic syllable or the nucleus. But all these syllables will be part of the tail. Now, this tail is a bit more complex than this one, isn't it? Than the it. So, what I said before, that syllables happening on the tail, depending on the type of words that we have, okay, we have a verb here, okay, making. So it is likely that make from making will be stressed, okay, accompanying that rising or upward movement of the rising tone. When are you making it? So when you make big dot, make, when are you making it? Okay, so you see moving upward, okay, that's the direction, okay? So each of these syllables should be uttered a step higher in pitch to complete that rising movement, all right? But my point is this, that if we compare syllables on a tail with syllables on the pre-head, we may see that syllables on the tail, if they do contain content words such as making in this case, we will hear those syllables stressed or being prominent, okay? So that is what does not usually happen on syllables on the pre-head, where we will usually, hear non-prominent or not or unstressed syllables, okay? That's what I want to highlight here. So all in all, tail is a structure, is a part of the within the structure of the tone unit that usually contains syllables which follow or accompany the nucleus or tonic syllable. Here's another example, okay? After folding, Jane is coming tomorrow. Jane is coming tomorrow. So Jane is coming tomorrow. This is likely to be something like this. Jane is coming tomorrow, okay? Jane is coming tomorrow. Even though those come and more are uttered at a relatively low pitch, accompanying the falling movement of Jane, okay, they will be sound like louder than the is, okay, that is likely to be under stress, okay, and louder than the t, okay, with the schwa here, okay. Jane is coming tomorrow. Jane is coming tomorrow. Who's coming tomorrow? Jane is coming tomorrow, okay. And homework. So on this, from this slide on, you're gonna find some examples. I've never seen anything like it before, okay? Like it before. And well, I'd like you, okay, to do this and actually do something like, you can see that I have not inserted any, I mean, if whenever you see like what should be a contracted form, I haven't written the the symbol for the contraction, you know, the apostrophe, because so as not to get confused with the onset, okay? So your job is actually to do something like this, okay? Some people do it like this, some people highlight it, you know, so one color is for the pre-hit, one color is for this. When it comes to marking the onset or the beginning of the head, in other words, my suggestion is that you highlight or you underline the syllable that takes the onset, not the word, the syllable. What do I mean by this? This, never. This is the onset, not never. You get it? So, and the same will apply for the nucleus or for the tonic syllable. Now, because in this one we have a one syllable word, but if the nucleus had been, let's say, before, okay, if the tonic syllable had been before, okay, you should mark, I mean, nucleus. This is an example, right? Well, it's again, yes, actually here, okay? I mean, on the syllable that takes the nucleus, not highlighting or not underlining the whole word. No, we will always mark onset and nucleus on the corresponding syllable, or the syllable that takes the pitch movement or the stress. All right. So what I like to do is that identify pre-hit, head, onset, nucleus, tail. If they are in the examples, remember that I said that all the elements are optional with the exception of the tonic syllable. The tonic syllable will always be part or the key part of any unit or utterance. Okay, so we have some examples where I'd like you to work and mark, identify the elements. Okay, you have some marks. Well, for rise, rising, rising, and finally you see not many examples, 6, and then this. On this slide, you're gonna listen. There are some examples. Okay, then you can actually I mean, once you push play, you're gonna see the examples right here. But I would like you to actually listen, write them down, and see if you can identify at least the tonic syllable, at least the tonic syllable or the nucleus, right? And at the same time, with the pitch movement, with the tone. Is it going to be falling? Is it going to be rising? Is it going to be full rising? All right. There are 10 examples altogether. All right. So do your best. Okay. And we'll take it up in our next meeting.